Alright, gonna make sure the stream is live here before going any further here. Alright, yes, should be May 27th, 2025. Sadly, it's Tuesday once again. Especially because Memorial Day was this week, so Monday was sadly busy. But yes. Hello. Is the Sinister Gambino here with a new stream? In this stream, I'm going to be going over the event week for this week from very early Thursday, whatever, as per usual, in Graphic Online. Yeah, starting off here, I want to do a Super Yacht Life missions. I want to for the title, but yeah, it was kind of too big without kind of going through it differently, so I kind of just chose taxi work, I guess, and being free times. And the event as a whole was kind of not a great one per se. I kind of went with that for now. Maybe I'll think about how I can maybe go about that if I can still, but otherwise, title's only 3 times. Money on the taxi work. Yeah, taxi work. They've done all kinds of changes to it. I was kind of looking up taxi work, like, on my YouTube, see, like, where I've covered it, and it seems I've even covered it as, like, $1 bounties, so that might have been an extent of kind of like updated taxi work in like general for its normal payout. But yeah, people still do streams and stuff about like getting like $1 million or something for like taxi work. So like it still seems like it's not necessarily super amazing, which yes, just taxi work, I guess it's kind of be expected, I guess, but yeah. Fucking so yeah, not necessarily gonna be that amazing going to wait for, I would say for that. I mean, it is an option, and it might be the highest money option for, like, times money. Since I think everything else is pretty much 2 times for money opportunities. Super Yacht Life missions on 2 times, so on the other hand, whatever. There's 6 of those, all those are pretty much at the top of the, like, missions section on the, like, menu of the game, basically. So it's pretty convenient that they're at the top of the list, since it does start with an A, basically. So it makes sense if it's an alphabetical list. But yeah, different missions, I forget. Fucking, might talk more about those when I get in the game, basically. But yeah, I think if it's one of the types that got a payout boost, I think it was one of the types of contact missions, I think that got a payout boost. Like, I think first dose and last dose did not get that, if I remember right. Which might be kind of fair, because those do give you huge rewards when you complete the whole strain of missions there, but yeah. I think it was one of many types that got a payout boost in like the last year or so, if I remember right. Not really too sure where it stands with that. I think it used to get up to like 40, 50k or something, like initially or something, like 2 times. Assuming it was like some newer contact missions, paid like 23,100 normally, I believe, up to. So times 2 of that obviously would be like 46,200, for example. So you might be able to make more than 40, 50k nowadays on these even. And contact missions, on average, since the max payout for those are like 15, 60 minutes, if you're taking longer than 15, 60 minutes, you're kind of doing something wrong. So probably make like a couple few 100,000 like an hour or something with them. Which, yeah, might be like the huge thing going on for the event, money opportunity wise, not gonna lie. Just to kind of go over it in general. And contact missions are pretty nice for RP, if I remember right. I forget if they're as good as like stunt races and whatnot. I kind of forget how the contact missions rank compared to like stunt races and stuff RP. But yeah, RP's kind of for the most part, anyways. But yeah, there's apparently 2 times money RP as well, and these shipwrecks apparently as well. fucking... Yeah, shipwrecks is a collectible thing or whatever. I forget if you get like one a day or like what, but yeah, collectible things aren't really the greatest usually in terms of money making anyways. But you unlock some kind of frontier outfit if you collect like a set amount of them, but again, it might only be like once a day or something. I kind of fucking forget how those work to be honest, but I'm sure they're not really the greatest for money making anyways. Because apparently there's plus promotion apparently on the frontier, yeah. This is actually last week, I believe, though, by the way, actually, for the plus benefits for the Patriot Mill spec, I believe, right now. So, yeah, today is, what, the 27th? Whatever I said earlier. Alright, I'm looking at what's the 27th for when I'm doing this stream right now, basically. So, it is, in fact, the very last couple days to take advantage of this. Patriot Mill spec's a pretty good Amani Tech vehicle for not getting shot in the back, at least. One of only like a couple, I think, that can do that, basically. So it's a pretty good vehicle, technically. But is it worth spending, like, real life money for? I'm not necessarily sure on that, to be honest. I never really got plus, so cannot really say there, per se. But again, it does have some nice value to it. Also, it's the last couple days for this as well, for the Plus Classics collection, which surely they kind of brought back some old ones since, of course, the PC version came out, or the enhanced version of that, like, a couple months back. Don't know if that'll be kind of a permanent thing where they start to do like things that are brought back for like a couple months or what. But yeah, regardless, the last couple days for that. Principe Devastate 8 Supercar is one of the couple best top speed options for the Supercar class for the HSW option if you're on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, PC Enhanced for the like expand enhanced versions, whatever you want to call them, basically. Yeah. So it is a very good one to pick up. It is the most consistent one that's also good at top speed, given the NTMT is like 20th something place for lap time, but is number one for top speed, so it's not the number one but for that metric, but again, best one for that metric that also has some nice lap time as well. So it is one definitely to strongly consider, I guess. Again, if those two vehicles are worth $8, not necessarily going to comment on that since I don't buy plus myself. And apparently the Wiki Challenge, it looks like, for the week here is complete free. It's 3 life missions. Okay, you got Wiki Challenge for $100,000. Looks like the Galaxy Super Yacht is also going to be 40% off for the week. Alright then. Interesting. I'll comment more on that later, basically. But yeah, we'll actually need the yacht to do those missions, by the way, around 2 times money RP. So just be aware of that. It is a huge, massive paywall, at least it normally is, aside for the 40% off for the week, basically. To actually get access to those missions. I will say, actually, I kind of do like the missions because they actually incentivize using personal aircraft, since obviously you start in a property. You obviously, yes, do start in a property with an aircraft, so using personal aircrafts in these missions actually is a lot more efficient than in other types of contact missions, which is pretty cool. So I do kind of like the missions for that, actually. I will say that. It says daily, yeah, so maybe it is limited to just one somehow. Whatever, honestly. Whatever, honestly. Yeah, I kind of already spoke about taxi work. Best taxi to do, by the way, is the taxi custom that you get for like rank 25 or rank 50 one just do for the arena. But yeah, rank 25, rank 50 of the arena, but it gets you like a red taxi custom. It has some engine upgrades on it, and that's the best option to actually use for the taxi work from what I hear. Like, yeah, you have the Broadway and you door with the taxi liveries if you have those on the vehicles. That also, obviously, you can have maximum engine upgrades for. You can also use those as well, but they're pretty slow muscle cars that are not as good as taxi custom regardless, apparently. So yeah, even though you cannot modify the taxi custom yourself, that is actually the best option to use from what I've heard. And yeah, it also describes the physical location you can also go to if you want to go to that for some reason, if you don't have like a bot taxi per se, or something like that. And from there, so literally just the day one of the Oscar Guzman stuff that came out, like for the defeat of Agent Sabotage DLC, and also day one of Agent Sabotage back in like early-ish December. So yeah, that's pretty much stuff that's already been there from there. Gee, it's only been 12 minutes, yeah. I should kind of have to go in a couple hours, so admittedly I might have kind of rushed through, but also, like, there's not really much to talk about. I feel, in a sense, for this event, because, yeah, people say this event's kind of trash. I gotta kind of agree a little bit. But yeah, heist stuff, nothing going on there, unfortunately, but to Rockstar's credit, like, they have recently kind of done original heist stuff. So, not surprised there. As for career progression, I believe there should be a dedicated career progression, like, for the Spread Out Life missions, so obviously those should be pretty good to do for the event. Since I'll get that 2 times. Shipwreck's taxi work, I don't really know if those are part of career progression per se on top of my head, so I'm not really sure to comment much there per se. Free mode update for invite only from story mode. Nothing real going on for Plus, obviously, aside for what's already been going on for a while. Again, this last couple days for the latest stuff there. So it will be changing up in the next couple days or so. And then into story mode invite only, I will be. And yeah, okay. Hold on. Yeah, it kind of took some time there somehow, Shit. It's probably about to get like a text or something. I think I constantly get text from Marnie unless they fixed that issue, but given its story mode, I bet they never did. For Marnie from the Epson program, by the way, I mean, sorry, man, for her being a bitch. Oh, and right, I do have my spawn set here, I guess, and I did do 2 times, obviously, with the 2 times stacked on top of it, obviously, for the technically 4 times on the fine art file. I did do that. I think that was the only one I did. I think I caught up the week before, I believe, if I remember right. Alright, so I'll go back to the YouTuber outfit here. And yeah, I was using that obviously for bulletproof helmet and whatnot. I haven't been finding time per se to go into free mode lobbies fucking around in them if I remember right. So yeah, it was really just for the bulletproof helmet, I think, that time around. Apologies, man, it's hernia for... Ah, whoops, yeah, I forgot to change the spawn. Thought I was forgetting something. Shit. Yeah, over to Mackenzie Field hangar. I've been doing for a while here. Kind of replacing the hangar, at least for this update for me. I might go back to hangar, of course, though, after the fact, though. Alright, so there I go, finally. Okay. See if I can get this done in like next 2.5 hours. That'd be good, because I kind of need to get going as well. Kind of. Personal aircraft. Okay, hernia, bro. Come on. Yeah, I used a cargo bomb, I'm pretty sure, last time. Being the, like, one I didn't have for, like, the longest time, like, after the Cuban 800, so I'm on to the Annihilator next, traditional Annihilator in the game. Not the stealth one, of course, which I've had for a while in the hangar. Being actually worth 120 slots back then. But since plus 15 slots, obviously got a bunch of aircrafts that I had back then as personal ones. I figured I might as well just mess around with them again. And yes, 35, which is a little random, of course, because plus you need plus for 5 of them to get to 40, basically. But yeah, the Annihilator guns are no fucking joke. They're actually a lot better than like a lot of machine guns and probably ones you get on like newer crafts nowadays. So it's pretty cool. Aircraft, definitely. I found a gun van, so I guess I'll go over to gun van earlier this time, basically. Okay, alright. Kind of didn't realize I was there for a bit. Even for a while, arguably, too.
Hey. Only sold by yours truly.
But yeah, as per usual, there is the Ostrickler. The one that's kind of been released during the DLC, that's kind of like never left the gun van for even a single week. Probably because like gold plate, all that kind of stuff, and kind of one of their ways to push plus heavily right now. But it has a scope, which I say because I think besides for just like the heavy rifle that has a scope lately, for like later assault rifle editions back in like 2021 basically, was it? I'm pretty sure it was 2021. Fucking
trust me.
But it's also like a tracer round weapon that's like kind of Mark II tracer rounds, except it's not Mark II at all. It has like the regular ammo amount of like 9999. And also, this tracer one actually shoots tracers every single bullet, whereas apparently the Mark IIs, despite them being as costly as they are and whatnot, those are like ones that do like 1 every 3 shots or something, I've heard.
Yeah, now that rifle's
on the Guild Master, I think, on YouTube. So it's arguably the best tracer bullet weapon of the game. Like within ease, no contest.
That kind of rifle speaks for itself.
And then blue flashlight is one of the more unique things about it as well. Also, this actually has like a 5 to 10 meter lock on range increase compared to like any of her assault rifles, supposedly, at least when it comes to Mark 1 options. Probably even Mark 2, to be honest. It probably locks on further than any of her assault rifle in the game. Which, especially in a player versus player situation, could be the difference of a win to a loss or something. From like a loss to win or something, basically. If used correctly in combat and everything. I'm sure it might be able to have its applications in player versus enemy as well, perhaps. Perhaps.
Yeah, now that rifle's a modern classic.
And then, yeah, the most major downside, really, to it, for the most part, I think, is it does not have, like, a suppressor to it. But honestly, it's mostly positives only on this weapon, I would say. There's actually a lot of positives going for this weapon, I would say, no doubt, compared to your average weapon. So I mean, it is a very nice weapon.
Trust me. You can trust that rifle.
Yeah, my bad, I accidentally pressed the side button on my phone or something that I mean to do. For why I might have not done something for a bit. Let's see, at a gun van. Like they've been doing for a bit, they have actually been doing a lot for the gun van recently, so there's kind of a lot of interesting stuff going on there.
Won't find that in
That's why I'm not talking about the gun stuff for a while. I have a compact EMP used up apparently. Okay, I can see why that's the case. So maybe I did somehow find time to mess around with remote. I kind of completely forget, to be honest, but yeah. Times 4, we have not necessarily per se.
Like how you thinking? Do it once, do it right?
Or let me buy that, I guess. Here.
I'll keep these in stock for you.
Alright, so the stun gun is the one that has nothing going on for it, basically, it seems right now. Stun gun is significantly nerfed compared to what it is basically in the single player. Like, there's no way they're going to add the single player version it's going to be complete balanced or anything with that quick cooldown it has there. So obviously things had to be done to make it usable for online, to where it couldn't be abused. Alright, but apparently out to Taurus Sport, apparently for dates you see here, at least this time around, let's speak Howdy, Pug, and Seagull. All of which should be pretty obvious where to find those kind of ones, I would say. Seagull might just be the hardest one of the bunch, of course, because it's a bird and would be high up. Obviously, it might be a harder one to get actual good image of. But surely there's ways, especially for a seagull of all birds, to get a good image. Plus promotion. Yeah, I went over here because I want to talk a bit about the stun gun, by the way. I think I've been talking about it the last couple times because I think it's actually been in the last couple times of the gun van, but just in case it hasn't been, kind of easily unforgettable for the gun van contents of previous weeks. It's kind of, to be fair, it's not something I look into the most compared to some other things when doing these streams. But yeah. Stun gun is a pretty useful asset if you want to do tier 4 of survivals, I find. that was what helped me do complete 10 ways in survival mode playing solo on the nuclear silo survival map. That map in particular, since you do not get helicopters, since it's an interior map. So you only have juggernauts to worry about, that's why it's just that one. And also, I think there's like orange doors or something that have like little corridors in them that you can just hide in and then just have the enemies go to you. Which, yeah, for me took a while for 16 ways. That took like 6 to 8 hours, I think, if I remember right, doing it that way solo. But regardless, I can still do it that way. And yes, I did do to reach way 16 solo as well, with the stun gun as a huge part of it as well. And the reason is that juggernauts get disabled pretty easily with the stun gun, which allows us to kill them pretty easily. So pretty good. Stun gun is pretty good for tier 4 survivals. And then a lot more obvious use, which I actually kind of meant to go over before that actually, is obviously for Bondar bounties, which has that tier 2 livery. Yeah, stun guns obviously super good for bail enforcement and whatever. And yeah, I didn't find time to sell my businesses. Unfortunately, I actually got I got 30k from the like, stash house, so I actually have all the businesses filled up. So I'm actually not going to do stash house this stream because I meant to actually do my businesses before I did this stream, but I didn't really find the time to do it, unfortunately. How mid of a week this is, I say I might actually find time to do it though, or want to do it basically. Because I don't necessarily care for money opportunities when I do my businesses per se, but yes.
Hey there. That's, black market only.
And then, yeah, I think the rest have something going on with it, or something at least. Or no, the nightstick doesn't either, I guess. Okay.
Act now. That price ain't here for long.
But yeah, nightstick along with the stun gun are the two weapons that don't have any discount or anything crazy going on with them, basically. basically. But yeah, like most melee weapons does not have customization, basically. So the most interesting thing about it is you would probably be able to use it for biker melee on like a bike, like a motorcycle. It's probably the most interesting thing going on for this one, compared to some other ones. So really just not much to say, because melee weapons are pretty F for the most part in this game.
Hell of a price, huh?
But yeah, then going into the interesting ones with the tackle SMG. This one I think is a plus only discount, so you will need plus for the discount. So otherwise, for me, for example, it would actually be regular price right now if I didn't have it. But yeah, 40% off for plus if you do have the subscription for the week. Tackle SMG is a drawback weapon with 60 bullets to it, which is very valuable to have.
That's the very latest.
But yeah, you can use this in pretty much any drop-by vehicle in the game, which is pretty nice. Even your traditional box standard car you can use it in. Like, you don't have to be in like the side seats of the Moonbeam, like helicopters, side seats, Phantom Wedge, any of those kind of allow you to use like the assault rifle, LMGs, all that kind of stuff to use something like that even. So you can really just use it in a box standard car, which is very valuable.
On automatic weapons. That's what you want. You're in the right place.
Fuck ass thrower, you know, come on. Yeah, yeah, comparing it to the AP pistol, which I think was the one that took the crown before that, with 36 rounds. That is plus 24 rounds on that, so that is very huge
Rate of fire?
for a drop-by weapon. Again, sorry, fuck this fuck ass Ernie, bro. Compact EMP launchers, the general thing going on kind of for discount, which is 30% off apparently. But But yeah, compact EMP
You want a signature style? That right there
has an
is a signature
electromagnetic
style.
pulse, kind of like grenades to it, basically. So basically, if you hit a vehicle, stop the vehicle, which is pretty nice. Or it can be pretty nice. It might not be as nice as you would expect, though.
There will make an impression.
But yeah, fucking. But yeah, most vehicles, that's for, I think the Buzzard, I think, is the only exception from what I've heard. From what I have heard, yes. Pretty much most vehicles, even if they're weaponized, if you hit them, it will just stop the movement. It will not stop the weapons, so just be aware of that. Any weapons, besides for like on the Buzzard, will still be active, so just be aware that when you do use this. If you're using it for player versus player, which quite frankly is most of your usage, basically you'll probably want this for, basically. Yes, fuck, yes, throat hernia, come on.
You want a signature style? That right there is a signature style.
Can be valuable for player versus player, it can have its niche uses for that. It could have some niche uses there. Probably would be a lot more useful if it would actually stop the actual weapons of the vehicles too, but yeah, aside for like the Buzzard, again, that's not the case. From what I've heard.
Now that right there will make an impression.
Okay, sorry, bro, come on.
Just so you know, that's a limited time off.
And then, apparently the heavy sniper and the minigun are completely free, apparently, believe it or not, for the event. They've kind of been doing it for like the last couple events like that, where they have like 2 free weapons or something. But, yeah. Heavy Sniper is Mark II version, so that's obviously a very good free weapon to pick up if you're looking at the gun van or at the gun van. It's free, so I don't necessarily need to comment much more on that, really. Mark II makes it good enough alone. Even Mark I is serviceable, but obviously you should look into making it Mark II so you can do, like, explosive rounds on it, which is one of the only 2 Mark IIs with the explosive kind of rounds to it. Actually, technically, is the only one with explosive rounds since the shotgun is actually explosive slugs, technically speaking.
Doing a bit of long-range work, are we?
Minigun, it's a heavy weapon and it can have its uses technically. But yeah, it's not the most useful heavy weapon in the game, being bullet-based and not explosive-based whatsoever. And then, yes, given that you have, like, the railgun that you can easily refill for like $1,000 from nothing to 20 rounds with an ammo box.
I like how you're thinking.
You don't necessarily need the minigun too much. And yeah, what you can also do is put the minigun or the Widowmaker in the gun locker, and whatever other one is not in the gun locker, so you have max ammo for it, we'll just keep refilling the ammo. Which I only advocate for and I only support because of the ammo glitches in the game where it removes the ammo of your weapons randomly.
That right there is a signature style.
So, yeah. Even if you don't use this and use the Widowmaker instead, you could still use it to get easy ammo for your Widowmaker instead. Which is the one with like the red laser tracer bullets. Which is actually also
right
on exclusive, whereas the minigun is actually in a single player. The Widowmaker is just online, of course.
Act now.
But yeah,
that price ain't here for long.
all Strickler Tackle SMG are gun van exclusives, be aware of that. So those are the 2 that are most worth picking up. Compact EMP launcher and stun gun you can also get at the agency, I believe, if you have like the... What's that one, like, upgrade called again? I'm kind of trying to think. But yeah, whatever upgrade gives you access to the compact EMP launcher, stun gun at the agency, basically. You can get those at the agency as well, just not ammunition, I believe. The rest of these you can also get ammunition for these free. So there's 2 gun van exclusives that are probably the most worth picking up, since they're the most limited in terms of stock, especially the Tackle SMG. Especially at the Tackle SMG.
Brand new. Just hit the market.
Fuck ass throat hernia. Come on, come on, come on. And then onto the throwables. You have your basic explosive throwable of the grenade,
Gotta get that
which
pop,
is
pop, pop,
30%
right?
off as well. Pipe bomb, which is the Lost and Damned. Grandfather 4 Lost and Damned, which is what originally debuted for the franchise, basically for the pipe bomb. Back for that GT4 DLC, that's where the first GTA game had a pipe bomb, basically. But it returns from that back in like 2008, 2009, whatever, which is pretty cool. With the 2016 Bikers DLC. But yeah, honestly, I'm not really the most sure how to describe it. To me, it's kind of like a cross of a grenade and sticky bomb. Fuck ass throat hernia, bro. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Goddamn fuck ass
Goes
speed.
off guaranteed every time.
But yeah, to me, it's like a cross of grenade and sticky bomb, kind of. And also, like a sticky bomb cannot be shot out your hand or something, so that's also a good advantage there. So it's one of the best, like, explosives you could probably use in a drop-by situation, so that is something going for that, I would say, for the pipe bomb. Also 30% off, by the way, is... Yeah, that's also 30% off, by the way. Fuck, that's turning into that is also, yes, 40% off. And then tear gas is good for room clearing, of course, for clearing rooms of enemies, of course, of course, of course. But all those are 30% for the throwables, for these free in the gun van at least.
Come on, talk to me.
And then body armor is also 30% off as well. They've been doing that to gun van lately. So that's obviously nice there if you wanted that. Alright, Ron, whatever. I don't think he... I don't really do hangers, so it's not hanger raid or anything, surely. I do document forgery. And I don't do hanger because I don't care about hanger, just haven't been doing hanger, basically, is what I'm just really saying. Alright, then it's going to be on to the casino, basically, from here, basically, like I usually do. Essentially. Fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on. Yeah, it's definitely not the quickest helicopter, but I'm not really surprised. Honestly, though. Fuck that hernia, bro. Come on, though. You're not really the quickest helicopter, but I'm not really surprised. But yes. And wait, my bad, actually, my bad. Yeah, I need to talk about time trial, so let me get back out. So you have to be outside to see him, not an interior, I believe. But yes, the regular time trial, basically, for at least the day of Tuesday here, as I'll explain, is Storm Drain. Actually, pretty easy one. It goes from there to like up here or something, basically. So it literally just stays in the storm drain, as the name suggests. Being a really small area and stuff, not like really any traffic, I feel it's actually a pretty nice one for top speed, aside for like over here near the end, and then of course the beginning sections where you have to like turn a bit. So it would probably definitely be a pretty nice option for top speed if you want to go that route for once, since not many town trials necessarily permit. Not the greatest per se. Now, yeah, when I say at least a day or Tuesday, technically I think it's the same time trial for the whole week. I just think it's like 50k payout each day or something. I think yeah, it is 50k payout each day, I believe. And also, I think when they first like changed the town trials to San Andreas Mercenaries DLC to make them more daily, I think it changed daily each day, like the RC Bandito and Junk Energy back in the start of the San Andreas Mercenaries, but eventually they changed it to where it's kind of back to a weekly thing, but I think you also get like daily 50k payout each day or something like that. I wanna say. Fuck that, sorry, bro. Come on. But yes. Yeah, what's it called again? Again, I think it does pay like 50k each day, so it's kind of daily, kind of not, with just the fact that time trial doesn't change each day from what I understand nowadays. But the payout kind of does. I think it goes back to 50k each day. From what I've heard, anyways, or something. Alright, but yes. But yeah, really your quickest motorcycles, supercars, maybe even sports cars would be the way to go, of course, like per usual, like I kind of mentioned nowadays. For regular town trials, basically. God, fuck ass throat hernia, bro. Come on. Yes. If you want a good vehicle to use, just look into the best motorcycles, supercars, sports cars, like I basically said, though. No. But it's a pretty simple one to understand how to do for the storm drain again, because it's such a small area. There's little room for error, I would say, on this one compared to some other ones. So I don't think there's too much to mention for strategy aside for vehicles on that one. No, not one. Yeah, I did not mean to go all the way up there, kind of, but right. Yes, one of the two typical RC Bandito town trials for day Tuesday looks to be construction site 2 this time around. But if you've done the first construction site, it's probably a bit similar to that, or pretty similar to it in a sense. If you're used to doing the turns and corners of the first construction site, so it's kind of a little similar in a sense, obviously being 2 construction site ones. So that would of course be of help probably for at least somebody out there. And then yeah, It's called RCB Bandito, so you can only use one vehicle with RCB Bandito. You can't even use the Raid Persuade tank that came out like a year later with like Arena War DLC. There's no vehicle advice, so yeah, it's really all about taking those turns and corners correctly, not crashing, all that kind of stuff. So from there, if you cannot do it properly with like doing triangle, Y on Xbox, or whatever key it is on PC for the respawning method, if you want to just learn turns and corners yourself, then if you want to learn it from like a YouTuber, then I would suggest like a YouTube video or something if you don't want to learn it from like your own experience for turns and corners. And then going to the weekly, it's just W Town Trial since it pays like 250-ish K compared to 50K like the other ones, so it's obviously a weekly one for that reason. Pretty much. It's apparently the hardest of them, apparently. Woo, for North Chumash, apparently. Which goes from there all the way over to like down here. Fuck ass turn you, bro. Come on. But yes. For me, I am using Kirin S95, S95, whatever. Now you might think this is the last week I'll use that vehicle, but it's not. I actually have a couple more weeks I'll be using Kirin S95. That's my dual sense decides to run low on battery apparently, because it only lasts barely any time at all nowadays, really. Yeah, if it's not even been an hour and it's already doing that, like, bruh. Man, fuck ass body though, come on. But yes. But I think I will be doing the current S95 a couple more weeks. Cause yeah, they changed the ordering a little bit, not like the actual order, but like one time in the snow they pushed the like hardest one a bit earlier than they usually do, so that's kind of why it's like not where I'll be finishing off my vehicle I'm using, even though it's the hardest of the time trials. I instead do off the amount of weeks, like 8 weeks. I use the vehicle for 8 weeks, since that's how many HSW time trials there are, even if it's not the 8th week by the time it hits this one, which it usually is not anymore, unfortunately. But yes. But as you may notice, there's no part-time since I'm not in an HSW vehicle. You have to be in an HSW vehicle for these ones to actually get a part-time. So really, there's like at least 3 different part-times I think depending on the class system. Wait, there's like a Class C, a Class B, a Class A. Class C, ironically, is 2 for that start with C being compact coupes, which only has brace RA HSW as well as Sentinel XS HSW as well as the Euros X32, X32, X32 HSW, whatever. Fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on. Class B has muscle cars, SUVs, sports classics I think is in there as well, and then I think just off-road from there. And off-road was added sometime later on with Dangerous Mercenaries DLC. With Dangerous Mercenaries DLC, as it was not a class for HSW back when the game first came out, back in like March 15, 2022 for the Expand enhanced version back on the consoles, of course. And then Class A is obviously your best class, is basically being super sports motorcycles, like I kind of mentioned already, for the regular time trial. Damn, you fucking Sarnia, bro. Come on. Yeah. Those are your different classes, basically, for Class C, Class B, and Class A that you can use for HSW time trials. So either there's like 3 different part times, one for like each class, or like somehow each individual vehicle has like its own like time or something like that, basically something like that. Something like those couple methods I would think would have to be the way to go about it, basically. Yeah, fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on. But yeah, basically, what's it called? Oh yeah, for the ones currently like the latest available HSW vehicles, there's only one you can actually use for the latest batch, and that's the HSWB and GTS. For the sports class, that is actually really good. Top couple in the lap times, it's like top 3 or something for like lap time, I believe, for sports class. And it is also #1 top speed for not just sports class, but I believe for any land vehicle in the whole game, it was #1 top speed as well. Because it apparently has better top speed than all helicopters, including the Sparrow, which is the best top speed helicopter, I believe. Only being beat by 10 to 13 planes, if I recall right, from like Bravo 1322 or something. Racing YouTuber, I believe, mentioned that, basically. Yeah, fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on. Alright, what else though? Oh yeah, the Fireball ASP is the other one though. That one's off-road, and it is 2nd place lap time, 1st place top speed for off-road class in general, and I believe for HSW obviously only having the 2 options. However, though, sadly, it doesn't work properly. It will zero out instantly on the like part-time or something, so it turns red right away, and therefore you cannot get the full amount of money on that vehicle. So for the latest options from latest DLC, really technically just have 1 option to use right now, unfortunately. Either way, I have kind of used the Fireball SP basically in the broken state, and it's interesting, I guess, to say the least. Obvious that if it was pretty much no matter what, like I said. And they don't necessarily want to bother patching it until like a next update, basically. So expect it to stay that way at least till like a summer update or something. Now, yeah, that one I sadly just did GPS route on that one, to be honest. There actually might be a good route that goes through Forts and Kuta, but I'm not really sure how to do it. There might actually be a way to go through Fort Zancudo that's actually pretty decent, but I'm not really too sure how to do it per se. So I just don't bother, so. So yes, I just do not bother with that myself, though. So I really just go GPS route on that one. On that one. I don't think I do much shortcutting to like the end as well. Fuck, I still need a body and everything, bro. Come on, come on, come on. But I don't do much shortcutting or anything until like the end, if I remember right, too. Because obviously I shortcut for like here and stuff to get down quicker and whatnot. See, near the end, there's a couple things to do to shortcut a bit quicker. At least. And then one of the usual two I've been covering for a while, basically, probably for junk energy time trial for Day of Tuesday. Since just like our speed data, there's 15 of them, and that's how much it takes to have some of the most looping of any of the time trial sets, I guess. Kind of. God, yeah, fuck ass hernia. Do you do anything but be a nuisance all the time? Goddamn. Yes, goddamn, fuck ass Steed. Junk energy is Quartz Center, though. Going on to that. But yeah, as long as you don't fall off the bike, go where you need to go, maximize on the curves, boost, all that kind of stuff, then it should be no problem to beat it, basically. I feel it's one of the simpler sets to complete along with HSW. I feel the later one is going to be easier to do, no problem. And yeah, you can only use inductor bikes, you can't use BMX or anything. They only let you use the two with the curves boost on it, so yeah. If for some reason the advice I provide does not suffice, then just look into like a YouTube guide or something like our speed data time trial, though. Since with the lack of vehicle advice, I feel it does make one of the easier ones in certain regards, like with our speed data, of course, where the advice is kind of similar to that, really. And then, apparently the premium race, apparently yours for the supercar class, apparently here. Yes. Yeah, supercar class. For the HSW options for like 9th gen, for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, HS, PC Enhanced. Obviously, you want to use HSW options since there's like 4 of those, and anything else pretty much probably not going to compete for the most part on those platforms. Pretty much your best option would go to the HSW weaponized Ignis. Not going over the best one first, I'm just going over in the order that they released, kind of. But HSW weaponized Ignis, that is basically your best lap time option for the newer platforms, and then top speed's pretty fine on that as well, surely, but it's not as good as the top speed focused ones, so it's like the third best for top speed. It is basically number 3 for top speed, I believe. Then and then the other one that mostly focuses on lap time is kind of the second to HSW basically, which would be like the second place basically for lap time. And then I believe it's the fourth place for top speed, since HSW just focuses on top speed, and being HSW, even though it's electric, which is not usually focused on top speed for electric cars, it is HSW still, so it is good enough to be number 4, I believe, overall for a supercar class, including non-HSW options. including, yes, non-HSW options. Fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on. And then being electric, it is good for acceleration as well, which is a strong suit of that one particularly. So if it were to complete stop for some reason on the like premium race basically, then you could just get back up to snuff, like back up to speed pretty instantly with the instant acceleration of the second two being an electric car. And then your top speed options again are the Devastate 8, which I mentioned earlier, kind of because of the Plus Classics collection that's going away in like a couple days, basically. Now, I don't think overall it's the number 3 for not top speed, but I mean lap time. God damn it, you fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on. But yes, not number 3 overall for lap time. It is actually worse than number 3, I believe, overall. But for HSW, it is the number 3 for HSW for lap time, which is good enough. And then, yeah, this is number 2 for top speed for the HSW options. So that's good. And then, yeah. Devastate 8 did release a little later on compared to the compared to Weaponize Ignis Second 2, it did release later on for the Devastate 8. And then in also Santos Struggle Wars DLC, they released the NTMT HSW, which is the one that's the worst for lap time, basically. I mean, in 20-something-if place for lap time, which is not good. And then top speed is the number 1, so I'd probably only use it if it's on a pure straight. I would only use that one compared to other ones if it's pure straight for some reason, which I highly doubt would be the case, since it's pretty niche. That's a pure top speed course, sadly. It's very unusual if, of course, it is going to be a pure straight, basically. So I think the best one to use would be the Weaponize Ignis. I think the best one to use for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, /S, PC Enhanced will be Weaponize Ignis easily. Regardless, I shared what all 4 options were. And then when it comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC Legacy for legacy platforms, I believe it's approaching Emerson top for lap time. Or basically the A tier, S tier, whatever. I don't do pure top speed anymore for those. I just go over to like rest of the S tier, like the A tier, whatever is best for those platforms. So yeah, like top of A tier, I think would be the Persian Emirates. Turismo Maggie would be in the middle. And then I believe the last one for A tier, I believe, is the Benefactor Krieger, I believe. Benefactor Krieger is the last of the 3 I would recommend there. And then, yeah. Let me just make sure I'm correct there before I go on. Yeah. those options I mentioned were correct. Since there is a regular weaponized Cygnus, but it's exclusive to the 9th-gen version, since that whole vehicle is actually exclusive, not just HSW there. So the A tier is basically those options for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Legacy. So again, 9th gen, it's the weaponized Ignis, cyclone 2, the fucking Devastator 8, and then the NTMT. Those 4 for the HSW versions, particularly. Legacy platforms, again, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, Legacy, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, such as PC enhanced for the newer ones. The older ones, again, is the Emirates, the Trisma Magio, and the Krieger. But I'm just mentioning it again because, like, my area is being so bad right now, damn it. And then, yeah, what is lap time? What is top speed? Lap time. That's basically most races of the game. They'll have a lot of lap time. That's turns and corners. Whatever. Top speed's a lot more niche, which is pure, like, straights, like a highway. Airport runway. Airport runways, basically, including this one. And then airstrips, such as the new Tyler Hills one. Sandy Shores, and then, of course, Grapeseed to a smaller extent. And then, how do you know what the race course is going to be if I'm not going over actual race course? You can do square versus start job, which would be X on Xbox or T on PC, basically. That will then take you to the lobby screen. When you get into the lobby screen, it will tell you what the race is, and then from there you can also do the same button, X square, and then whatever key on PC. That'll actually let you see the map of the race, whether you're on the lobby screen or when you're choosing a vehicle as well, I believe. So you can analyze for lap time and top speed, look for the amount of like turns, corners, like straights, all that kind of stuff to determine what option would be kind of best, really, from there. And then I think that's pretty much all I'm going to mention there, I believe. I think that's all I usually mention.
Hey! That shit. He comes off like a poser anyhow.
Oh, shit.
Alright, no. If I remember right, this is the Vapid GB200, if I remember right, for the pudding vehicle. It's not that great. I think it's one of those like rally-style sport cars, if I remember right, so... It's not a performance vehicle, if I remember right, so just know that right away. But I'll go over the exact numbers when I get there. Basically. But yeah. Visitor bonus, whatever, there. 1,000 casino shipping, basically.
Escape the banality of frugality at the Diamond Casino and Resort.
Good. I thought my character was about to do a baby spin somehow, but my character did a normal spin. Good. Wait, what the hell? Oh, I thought I was about to land on the vehicle. I was like, holy shit. But no, I got 15,000 RP, of course. But I mean, I don't know if I'd want the GB200 anyways, so kind of glad that happened. Now, this one I believe did release during the Sword and Sandwich, like Super Autos, like Super Sport, whatever update back in like early 2018, if I remember right. I want to say I remember it releasing around there. I could be wrong though. That's my prediction at least. Cocaine and then kush for weed, basically. Whatever. I want to say that should be Legendary Motorsport and then two-door. If not, then it should probably be Southern. And that assumes it's even on the vehicle website, which most times the podium vehicle is. There was the one time kind of recently where it wasn't though, so just be aware that might be the case here. This one might actually be on the website if I remember right, quite genuinely though. I'll do mic test kind of quick here, so hold up. Because my controller died. Hello? Hello? Alright. So it is in fact on the website, assuming this is it. I didn't actually check yet, so I'll be sure once I get on here now, though, like, there, I guess. There, I guess. Make sure this is the correct one on the news wire. And go from there, basically. Yes, it is in fact the Sabotage GP200 for this vehicle right here. Which apparently is $940,000. Now, I believe there's no trade price on this. I don't believe there is one, so this is the price for everybody, I believe, on this one. So that's pretty much the savings right there, plus, like, maybe another 20, 30K if there's, like, a livery on it as well. So it looks like the savings is under 1 million. But I don't believe there's a trade price, and then there's certain older vehicles I think they put in, like, the Casino Heists, like, getaway vehicles, but I'm not sure if this would be one of those. So I do expect this is just the price for everybody, no matter what. Unless, of course, it's on discount or something, obviously, but yeah. But yeah, Sabotage GP200, again, it's for the sports class. It's one of those rally-style sport cars, so I don't expect it performs that great, from what I understand. And going on Perfect1322's vehicle spreadsheet, who is a racing YouTuber for the game. It's apparently in the J tier, it looks like, for sports class, which is not good for lap time, let me say that right now. It looks to be in the upper lower half, basically, the J tier, which makes it like the 5th of like 8 vehicles, basically, for like J tier. And yeah, that's enough for 87th place for lap time, which is a joke. And even if you take away HSW, which is like 6 of them, that's like 81, which is nothing as well for the legacy platforms. It is also apparently 90th place, which is even worse on the top speed, which is even more insane. Which would be 80s at least there, I guess, for top speed, but again, that's kind of nothing anyways, so... eh. Not really a performance vehicle, just get this one for customization, personal preference kind of reasons or something. Again, like I said, it's one of those rally style sport cars, so I guess it kind of makes sense to not be performance heavy. And yeah, there's delivery on there, so you might save like 20-30K more, like I said, as well with the one on the podium. But yeah, the savings aren't really that great on the vehicles, to be honest. It's not that great of a podium vehicle, I would say, to be honest. Might be one of the worst podium vehicles in like a while or something, I'm not sure. But it's kind of bad. Whatever. In my opinion, for, of course, again, performance. I don't have any comments on my customization or anything, because I don't really know what it is on top of my head or anything for customization. going over to the LS car meet next, obviously, since that's the next dealership, basically. And just now starts raining. It looks like interesting. I don't think it was like that before, of course. I think. Alright, so for this area over here, apparently it looks like the test track vehicles, like test rides, look to be Inverter, Coquette, Blackfin, whatever. The Batch GB700, not the weaponized one, it's the standard one without the armaments. Which that's a single player vehicle right there, same with the other one actually over here. So those are not online exclusive for the first two. The one that is online exclusive is the Canis Seminole Frontier. I believe that was released as part of like last Santos Summer Special, which is a huge theme of the event right now, basically. So not too surprised to see that there. If so. So the first vehicle here, the Coquette Blackfin, was released in the Old Gotham Games update part 1 or 2, I think it was part 1 if I remember right. This one's a muscle car, contrary to the Sport Classic one. It's very similar looking. That came out like last update, the like D5, or I think it was the D1. I believe that one was called actually for the D1. That was the last update. And that one looks very much the same, but it's like Sports Classics instead of muscle, basically. So at least it does have a different class going to it, at least for this one compared to the newer kind of variation of it. So it is kind of like a sportier muscle car, if you will, in a sense, which is kind of cool. Again, this one's the unarmed version, so I don't find this one too particularly interesting. And then, yeah, again, this one is Austin. This one, I believe, was, yes, last Santos Summer Special, I believe, for the update released in that summer 2020 DLC without the drip feed and everything, basically. Right, I got one of those super political text messages again. I get like, what the fuck, man. Alright, that kind of weirded me out there for a bit. My bad. Alright, yeah, none of those look to be on discount, so nothing too crazy to go over for those. So I will not go over particular performances for each vehicle since they're not on a discount, so just be aware of that. Again, while this is a sportier SUV, it is a pretty, or muscle car, excuse me. I was making another one, but in my heart, I mean a bitch and shit. Oh, I just hit the 245, that's cool. Got the PFAS or pocket T, apparently. Check that out, I guess, before I leave. Yes. That 20K, whatever, got me to $11,089,891. It looks like. Looks like. Fuck, I certainly, yes, it does look like. But again, what I was meaning to say, while this is like a sportier muscle car, basically, I don't necessarily think it holds up the greatest nowadays, unfortunately, despite that, just because of the age of it being 2015, when it released in the game, basically. So I'd probably just look into some better muscle car options at that point. And again, it's in story mode anyways, so you might as well try it out first before you actually buy it into online if you have any interest in doing so. Since it can customize it and test out performance and stuff in single player, basically. Yes, fuck Eternia, bro. Come on. No more comment on this. And on to Knizz Seminole Frontier. Yes, you fuck ass Hernia, bro. That's fucking a Seminole Frontier. Doesn't look like a very performance heavy SUV or anything, so I don't presume it's very good, obviously, in that case. We have different versions of the Coquette, and the Seminole. I guess if you're nostalgic for those, I guess that can be kind of worth it. But yeah, Seminole is not just in 5 online anyways, so like, now it's not too nostalgic, I would say, for that one, so I'm not going to suggest going for that too much. Besides for it being online exclusive, so if you go for just one... So if you go for just one in the area, that's the one to go for sure. God damn it, you fuck, that's hard never. Come on. Alright, so then I'll go onto the ruined vehicles dates section to fucking, what's it called? The spreadsheet, of course. So it looks like over to the beginning again. Coquette, whatever, Blackfin. That looks to have the most appearances apparently for the entire week when it comes to vehicles on the dealership of 8 times. One vehicle that also shares that amount apparently is also the JV700. The traditional one is also available for the 8th time on different dealerships and stuff since being vaulted back in St. Joe's Mercenaries DLC. Fuck ass Hernia, bro. Come on. Yeah, back in St. Joe's Mercenaries DLC. Yeah, they vaulted these 2 vehicles there, and this one as well, technically. And that was back in like summer 2023, so like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. Since then, these have both been available on those different dealerships and stuff like 8 different times now. And then the Knizz Seminole Frontier, apparently. That one has been available for 6 times. It's just some of the least appearances of the event week, apparently, for different vehicles on the dealership. Basically. So it's been available 6 times, last year and a half, 2 years, basically, for the Seminole Frontier. And then, now I'm done with those, going into the prize ride, basically. It is the Debauche Spectre. which is actually a Benny's eligible vehicle to turn it into the Spectre Custom as well, which is cool. Which is cool. So it is very good for customization, I will say that. And the prize art challenge is just place top one a single time, actually, so you can get it just one day this time, which is pretty good. Top one is kind of nothing as well. You can just do a 2-player straight. You can. Fuck, that's turning it, bro. Come on. Yes, goddamn fuck us, dude. So you can just do one street race with 2 players and hope you win it, and you'll basically have the vehicle from there. So it's a very easy one to get, basically. Just gotta test your luck against like a single random in a street race, and it's pretty easy. Yes, goddamn fuck us, dude. Yeah, going to pursuit races, one of the only 2 things I know for sure counts. Those are 4 players, so that's a 25% chance at best. Not really good odds, I would say, for the top one a single time, basically. But since it is only one time, it's not too much stress if you want to go that route, I guess. But if you want to actually go good on the route here, against street race, just test your luck. Just test your luck against some randoms, and you should eventually get it, I'm sure. Unless you're like the worst random out there or something, I guess. And you're watching this or something. Fucking. Yeah, it's like 50% half chance of doing it, basically. So that's not bad, again. And then, yeah. I know at least solo they don't count for drag and drift races since I've obviously played them. But I'm not sure against other players if they do count or not. I'm not really sure about that at all, really, I will say. Will say. So really, I would say the way to go for sure would definitely go to just 1v1 street race. Might as well just do it that way. It's not something that for sure counts. And again, it is a Benny's vehicle, so it's on that website. It's on no other website, it's just on Benny's, pretty sure. Looks like another vehicle on discount there. All kinds of vehicles and legendary and stuff. I think I saw earlier. Or like a single vehicle more there or something. When I was going over the other one, I kind of forgot to address. But whatever. Yeah, I think it was released in the Ogaten games. Not Ogaten games. I was getting confused with the Blackman again. But the import and export DLC, I believe. Yeah, import export DLC is what I meant to say. Yeah, stock vehicle here is $599,000. Should be no livery on it since they want you to get in the custom version, probably, of course. So that should be your savings, basically. No trade price or anything on it as well, so that's stuffing the savings there. So like 600k in savings, that's practically nothing. However, you can upgrade it, of course, over to the custom, which you might as well if you're not paying for it with the prize art challenge anyways. And then you get much better performance out of it. Not performance, I mean much better customization, much... fuck-ass hernia, bro. Come on, come on. Yes. You get much better customization out of it, is what I meant to say. Of course, not performance. However, that might be the case as well, of course. Possibly. Not a guarantee, it's not always the case, I believe, but still. Yeah, this one is a sports car. And yeah, going back to the stock one, since I'll talk about that performance at least, I'm not sure about the custom one yet. But apparently the regular Spectre is in the F tier. And that gives it 53rd place apparently for a lap time out of like 115 sports cars in the game at this point. out of 115 sports cars, that's actually barely above average, I would say, for the class at that point, basically. And then it's also 47th place for top speed. And for the record, you only get one placement better if you're actually doing a custom version as well. So that would jump it from 53rd to 52nd, and then 47th to 46th then. So the difference is very minimal on the vehicles, basically. God, come on, you fuck-ass hernia, bro. Come on. But yeah, difference is very negligible on the vehicles, so... yeah. Not really the greatest. Unfortunately, though. But yeah, performance is not the greatest, but it is at least above average for the class, is what I would say, at least. So you're getting very good customization as well as above average, barely above average performance. Not anywhere near the worst vehicle of the game. It's definitely one that could be kind of ideal to get, I will say. And then Sterling GT, Benefactor Sterling GT is the premium test ride apparently for the week. This one was vaulted between San Andreas Mercenaries and before Agent Sabotage, but it's now back on the vehicle website. Also, because of that, it does have support for Missile Lock-On Jammer, which is cool. So it has HSW and as Missile Lock-On Jammer if you're on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, PC Enhanced. Now, yeah, there is a mistake where it's not labeled as being on the website anymore, but it is on the website now. Again, it was not the case from San Andreas Mercenaries till before Agent Sabotage, but it is back now on the website. So it will not have it there since that was true, but it's no longer the case. You can actually get it on the website. You can, in fact, now get on the website again. It was a good it is a good top speed option for the Sports Classics class, by the way, for that one. Turismo Class X for lap time. That one's the top speed option, basically. Alright, now to get the P-Fister shirt bean or whatever. Should be manufactured t-shirts, surely. Alright, yes. Okay, there's still another one there to get, apparently, as well. I had to preview that, apparently, for some reason. Okay, cool. Like, yes, I guess. And yeah, I'll just go back to your outfit right away, basically. Yes, yeah, so selecting this Euros here apparently seems to be the first of these two vehicles on the for the luxury autos. I mean, and then it's the overclocked Sabotage after that. Euros, basic Euros was released during the last Santos Tuners DLC, therefore it is a tuner subclass vehicle as well. Which is pretty cool there, of course. Okay, yours is also apparently on a discount as well, apparently. Okay. Actually, both of these, in fact, are on discounts. Basically. So I guess I'll go over these pretty in depth then. Basically. Basically, yes, goddamn, fuck, I started you, bro. Come on. But yes, they should both be on the vehicle website. Unless one of these is vaulted, of course, and is only on dealership, but I'm gonna doubt it since they don't usually do it for luxury autos like that. They only do that really for Alice Carmi and Simeon is usually. I know Euros is definitely on the website, still definitely for that one. So I assume the Sabotage is as well done. fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on, come on. Right, supposed to preview discount I saw earlier. It seems like that's right. Alright, so the yen is euros apparently. Right off the bat, before I forget to mention, has drift tuning apparently, as well as exclusive liveries through the drift tuning. But drift tuning doesn't really matter for performance. Doesn't matter if you have a custom one or not. They're all going to perform the same. So only do it for drift tuning if you absolutely like drift tuning that much to sacrifice like a good performance option for like street pursuit races or something like that. Basically, for like drift tuning instead or something.
I mean, traffic on the way to work is enough to make me just want to light myself on fire.
But yeah, on the trade price of $1,450,000, which trade price is tied to rank 5, 10, or no, actually, I think this one's a little bit different, actually, if I remember right. I think this one was tied to just LS Carmi membership, if I remember right, for this trade price. But if not, then it's tied to rank 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 for LS Carmi, like the Carmi reputation where I just got that shirt from, basically, in that system. If it's not for like the general like LS Carmi membership, then it's tied to something like that, basically. Yeah, that's how you get that trade price of $1,350,000, which gets a discount $810,000 minus $540,000 for savings. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, without trade price, it's probably going to be like over $1 million. Still with a discount, I'm not going to be surprised there. So it's a pretty nice price right now, let's say, for this one. This vehicle is also pretty cool, returning retro nostalgic vehicle, kind of, namesakes-wise at least, from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. There, of course, the last update was the Euros X32, which kind of looks more like the older one from San Andreas, to be fair, than this one does, but regardless, it still has the namesakes of the Euros from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, at least, so that's cool. That's cool. Or in that game, it was like exports and imports, one of his vehicles he picked up for that, if I remember right. I'll start off with the basic sports performance, and sport tuner performance is not usually all that good. Funnily enough, it's actually right above the Spectre Custom, which gives it a 50th place from, or no, 51st place compared to 52nd place. And then it also gets its 73rd place apparently for top speed, which is significantly worse than even the Spectre Custom. So it is above average for the class, at least for the lap time, at least for the general sports class, but yeah. It's more for the tuner contents, of course, of the street pursuit races, robbery contracts, all that kind of stuff. Drift races as well, apparently,
So he's like a totally important filmmaker, and this country totally needs to hear the story like right fucking now.
But again, there's no performance difference if you have a custom version for the drift tuning, so just keep that in mind. For a custom one. But yeah, this one, it doesn't compete with stuff like the new like Chester RR wide body. It's the #1 lap time now with Asian Sabotage with that one. The Chester RR, the regular one, that's the #1 of top speed. Also doesn't compete with other lap time options like the Sultan RS Classic, Emperor Vector, which I know is terrible top speed, but still very good for lap time. And then like the Calco GTF and stuff, maybe still living. It's not among the line of those good sports tuners, if I remember right. So it's kind of more for, I feel it's more for robbery contracts or wanting for like retro nostalgic stakes for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas or customization or something. Albeit all tuners besides for the RR wide body basically has pretty decent customization, I believe. Yes, fucking certainly, come on. The all tuners level sets for just our wide body have actually pretty decent customization now. So yeah, I would say just mostly use it for robot contracts, anything really. Otherwise, you're gaining for the retro nostalgic stakes, probably for being from San Andreas for the namesakes of the Euros. Euros.
Hey, gorgeous. Look, I've got like the most amazeballing runners opportunity ever. That's great.
But yours is pretty respectable, given you can use for tuner contents alone. Alone. And then the Autarch should be Doomsday Heist for 2-door as well, basically, as well. Yes, goddamn fuck that steed. There was a preview of at least one of her discounts still to go through, at least it seems, to. But yes. The overfought Autarch apparently goes from $1,955,000 over to $1,173,000 on 40% off, which I believe every single vehicle for the discounts are 40% off, by the way, this event. Fuck out, starting you, bro. Come on. But yes. But yeah, savings on this is what, like 782,000, I believe it is. After thinking carefully enough about it, eventually, yeah. Yeah, I believe that's the savings. I don't believe there's a trade price on it, definitely not. With all the trade prices that Doomsday Heist already had, I'm pretty sure it's not the case. But the Autarch is a supercar for that one. And according to Bruffy 152's vehicle spreadsheet from the racing YouTuber I mentioned kind of basically earlier. Autarch is apparently at the bottom of the C tier. And it's 20th place for lap time and 23rd place for top speed.
Babes. Yeah, this hedge fund was like
Which, yeah. There's 4 HSW options, so I believe I would put it in the 10s for both of those if you take away HSW for newer platforms, or if you're on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One PC Legacy for legacy platforms that just don't have them.
I'm so fat. Really?
So it's technically pretty decent if you go out of top 10, I guess. Just a little out of top 10. I guess it could still be kind of alright.
Okay.
I wouldn't actually say decent, but yeah. I guess I could still be kind of alright. So it is at least above average for both lap-time top speed for its respective class. So I'm not going to say it's a bad option per se. It's just not anywhere near the greatest per se to necessarily still consider per se. If you're getting it purely for performance, of course. Of course, that presumes. my vehicle get moved? I swear it wasn't like moved like that before. I'm pretty sure I parked it more straight earlier. But whatever. Whatever. Seems fine still, at least. Not to expect any different, but I was surprised when the cargo bot got destroyed. Somehow, one moment in my stream. Even though I don't remember crashing that, but whatever. Last but not least for dealerships, going over here, obviously. And they should have a bunch more vaulted vehicles, like the Oscar meet. Having the day one Karate Cheetah. So it is in single player as well for that one. The online exclusive Karate GT500. Day one Overclock NTXF. So again, also in story mode, like the first one. The unknown exclusive Winning Dynasty, and then the Super Diamond, which is day one. And there's also a CO vehicle actually as well, so that will be interesting to speak of there. there. Fuck, I turn your body though. Fuck, come on. Yeah, Cheetah being very old school supercar, I don't really think it holds up nowadays, unfortunately. So it's mostly for retro nostalgic sakes to want this one, so... Fuck, I turn you though, come on. Yeah, it's one you mostly want for retro nostalgic sakes. This one's a sports classics, I believe, and not exactly anywhere near the greatest, I want to say. Or if it's not that, it's like a rally style sports car again or something. Something like the GB200. One of those two, I believe. NTXF. Traditional one for NT actually, ironically, is the best lap time of any of them, if I remember right. Of any of the, like, NTs, I think it might have the best of the lap time of the one for day one. So that might be something at least. Besides for that, it's probably mostly overclassed by DLC cars, of course, like per usual, like with the case of the Cheetah, probably. Winning Dynasty is a sports classics. Not a very good one, like, at all, really, so I wouldn't get it unless you want customization, customization, personal preference reasons, or something. And yeah, the Super Diamond, again, is a CO vehicle. I believe you have to buy it normally for, like, the CO menu, but if you actually have the vehicle buy, it's a free vehicle instead of having to spawn it for a price each and every single time, basically. So. Fuck, I was turning, though. Come on. Yes, goddamn fucking steed. Having this one is definitely very welcome if you want to complete your list of vehicles for the... Buying them for the free usage of them in the interaction menu, basically. Without having to buy plus subscription, without having to purchase a plus subscription, that is. And just to prove it, let me go outside here, just in case. CO vehicles. Yeah, Super Diamonds right there for CO vehicle. Again, I think it does cost a fee until you buy it for this particular one, I remember. I do remember it costing a particular fee, I believe, until you bought it for sure. So I'd probably buy one if you want that for free at all. I assume none of them are on discount. They're probably just gonna be basic price, so just keep that in mind though. Just keep that in mind though. Yes, yes indeed. Alright, yeah, the GT500 is in fact a sports classics. GT500 is in fact a sports classics. Yes, yes indeed. Alright, yeah, none of them are on discount, so won't be spending necessarily too much more time on these. So I'll go back to removed vehicles dates section of the spreadsheet. All remaining vehicles have been available 8 times aside for one, basically. Just to keep people aware, I guess. I guess. Yes. So the last vehicle that has been available 8 times, apparently, for the current event on the different dealerships, been available 8 times on different dealerships as the last year and a half, 2 years since vehicles were vaulted to Dangerous Mercenaries DLC. Yeah, not Cheetah Classic, but the Cheetah has been available 8 times, apparently. On dealerships as of this time. The one outlier I was kind of saying earlier is actually the Grotta GT500. That one's actually been available 7 times on dealerships since being vaulted the last year and a half, 2 years. Dangerous Mercenaries DLC. But again, I don't think it performs that great anyways. Necessarily weren't going out the way for it per se, unless you want it for performance reasons. So that should mean your vehicle's been available 6 times, I believe. For the XF, the Dynasty, and then also Super Diamond. Indeed. Just like the Seminole Frontier of the LS car meet. Like how the Cheetah had as much appearances on the dealerships as the 2 other ones in the car meet, of course. So NTXF has been available on dealership 6 times, unlike the Dynasty and the Super Diamond, since being vaulted last year and a half, 2 years. Dangerous Mercenaries DLC. Again, 2 non-exclusives are the GT500 and the Dynasty. Both of the sports classics are the non-exclusives. But Super Diamond at least does have use in the CO menu, at least, if you want it for that, at least. Albeit it is in single player, it's at least good for that. At least as well. Fuck ass, aren't you, bro? Come on. Hey, I made it. Had to try after I did that for some reason. Got your fuck ass turning, bro. Come on. So now to go over anything else, basically, kind of. Guess I can go through those missions now, since I said I would do that later, since I didn't remember them the greatest. Maybe I'll remember seeing them on the menu, basically. Bye. I did a long way, but whatever. But again, they're at the way top of Super Yacht Life. All hands, Bon Voyage, D-Day, Icebreaker, Overboard, and Salvage is the order in no particular order, at least. Overboard might be the first one if I remember right. Yeah, to me the description also makes it kind of seem like the introductory one. All hands are Icebreaker one of the two. I think it's like second one. Vice versa. I want to say Salvage might be like the fourth one. Maybe Bon Voyage is like the fifth one, and then the sixth one might be D-Day, something like that. But let's see if the career progression confirms. Probably would. Probably would confirm. Overboard, Salvage, all hands. Okay, I was kind of right. If not entirely even. Wait a second, I might have said Icebreaker was the earlier one. So it goes Overboard, Salvage, all hands, Icebreaker, Bon Voyage, and then D-Day, it seems. Okay. See if I can remember that order, hopefully then. And then... Wait, Overboard. I think you destroy like some boats or something. Might be, yeah. You might just be able to shoot the backs of them enough, and then it'll eventually blow up pretty easily, if I remember right. But even in nowadays, you have the rail. Even in nowadays, you have the rail gun that you can refill pretty easily with like $1,000 for ammo box that will just refill a empty rail gun entirely, basically. Fuck Asaria, bro. Come on. And of course, you can also use the free minigun, of course, for the event as well. Kind of. With the like Widowmaker and the gun locker chick, or vice versa, of course. Like I mentioned earlier, which again I only suggest and like advocate and support because of the ammo glitches of the game. Salvage was apparently the next one, it seemed, if I remember right. That's when you have to dive underwater, and then you also have to save the boss, if I remember right, or something as well, don't you? I feel this one would be a bit more time consuming because of having to go underwater, which I guess kind of works for more money, but in terms of a more efficient mission that's actually more worth doing, it does not, basically. Probably wouldn't suggest that one too much per se. I think it was all hands for the bird one, I believe it seemed it was. Which involves using a mammoth tool with unique like water bombs that you can only use in this particular mission. That is not usable like otherwise, I'm pretty sure. You're in a plane after all, which is kind of quick, so I think it can work kind of nice for a mission to grind. It's not anywhere near the worst mission, I would say, albeit some people might not like it too much since you have to be kind of precise with the bombs and whatnot. So depending on how good you are with the bombs will probably determine if it's a good one to do or not, basically. But I think it's a pretty fun one to be playing, I think, personally, compared to something like Salvage, even. Icebreaker, if I recall right, works pretty good with a Savage, which you could always just use a Savage on like Overboard, I would imagine for sure as well. But a Savage, since again you do start on your yacht, I believe on each of these missions, the personal aircrafts actually work pretty good on these contact missions compared to the other contact missions in the game. I think the Savage makes some quick work out of this one. Bon Voyage, on the other hand, you're stuck on your yacht. It's a player versus enemy mission where you don't have like any aircraft access at all, where where you actually do not have any aircraft access whatsoever, basically. Fuck, it's hurting you, bro. Fuck you. So I don't really suggest doing this mission because you have to be stuck on ground combat constantly for that one, unfortunately. And then D-Day. D-Day's the finale mission, so it would probably be kind of a harder one, and it does involve like a submarine, which kind of sucks. But also I hear this mission's kind of broken, and you just get an easy like win success by just going near the yacht, and the character just kills himself or something, from what I've heard. That's what I've heard, and I think I've saw footage of it before as well. It's not supposed to work that way, but there's an easy win you could have on this mission apparently nowadays, so it is a pretty good one to do, and it might even be the only one worth doing because of that reason. If you're trying to make as good of money as you can, basically. I don't know if it's guaranteed or you have to do like a certain way for that to happen or what, but apparently it's kind of a broken mission right now, I believe. Like in a good way, I mean. In a good way, I mean, of course. Alright, so to go for a bit quicker without explaining, Overboard being the first one, pretty easy. Salvage, I think, is one a couple worth avoiding. All hands might be worth avoiding, depending on like how you are with bombs, I guess. But I think it's kind of alright, but there definitely is better options. Icebreaker, I think, is pretty good if you use like the Savage or something. Like the Savage helicopter. Bon Voyage. Yeah, that one is one in the main two. I'd suggest avoiding along with Salvage, probably. And then D-Day is that finale one, which is kind of broken apparently in a good way right now, so kind of good in that way. Otherwise, made a third one worth avoiding if you don't avoid all hands. The best ones seem to basically be Overboard and kind of Icebreaker, I would say, to be honest. And possibly D-Day. Very likely even D-Day as well, actually. And then, yeah, you could probably do a playlist of it, I'm guessing, as well, if you want. Yeah, it's because of Motor Wars, it's not available right now. Right. Probably just delete that playlist, but that's before they vaulted stuff like crazy, so... Whatever. I don't have a playlist for it. I haven't done a content thing for it yet, I believe, but... Yes. Fucking. Yeah, what's it called? What's it called, though? Oh yeah, well, right. Playlists for those missions, they're sellable. I don't see any reason they shouldn't be able to be put in a playlist, so... As long as you play the missions, you should be able to probably put them in a playlist. What if I do create here? Recently played... Wait, what? It would be funny if it actually let me just do the finale. If I did that, that'd be hilarious. But yeah. Yes. Yeah, I did this again, I believe, for delivery. I did actually get delivery, I believe. I did actually go out the way to do that, I believe. That's something else I did last event. But yeah. Yes. So as long as you play them, they should show up in recently played jobs. They don't show up in missions because I think early in the game they actually nerfed it. I believe they actually nerfed it pretty early on, I believe. And I I saw in the back there, it actually showed Super Yacht Life missions for some reason, so it should. But yeah, early on they nerfed it where you couldn't do like missions for the actual missions thing, and it was just versus missions or something. Which, yeah, it might just be arena stuff now, since that's kind of what's in missions now, I believe, since they vault stuff, of course. But yeah, it looks like it should be allowed according to the thing back there. So just play them and you should be able to add them to a playlist to play them more efficiently, which would be nice, of course. Fuck, that's aren't yes, it should be very nice to be able to do that, no doubt. Yeah, that's all my advice for the missions, for sure, I think. And again, a reminder that the Wiki Challenge was doing like quite a couple of those missions, basically. And that just gets you to use your 100k, it doesn't give you a clothing item, it does not. It does not provide you with a clothing item, just gives you the 100k, so that's per usual, basically. But again, the shipwrecks are 2 times more RP. Might just be a daily thing. Maybe I'll check here on the interaction menu, see if it suggests anything about it, basically. Basically. It's not in this list though for daily though, it seems. Fuck ass Hernia, bro. Come on. They have buried stashes in the treasure chests. I think are both for cow pergola things. So I don't think it's those. I don't believe it's those for sure. I don't know if I even have a single shipwreck to show it here. Honestly, not too sure. Hard to say really. But whatever. Again, it's not that significant. Again, the fuck ass hernia, probably not that significant, surely. But again, here's that physical location that was kind of being mentioned for the downtown Capco. Yeah, I think you can use the taxi custom, and then the Broadway and the Eudora with their taxi liveries. Those may be the only 4 vehicles you can use for it, I believe. Fuck ass hernia, come on. With taxi custom being the best one you could use, basically. For the red taxi, you get for like rank 25, 50 of the arena, basically. And then one last money opportunity here looks to be with an adversary mode, and that looks to be Time Erasers. That looks to be tiny racers. Yes, yes indeed. Fuck ass Hernando. Fuck you. Very revenge looks to be tiny racers. So you do have your usual Sumo remix, which is the one they keep all the time for some reason. I'm guessing it has to be the most popular Abster mode if they've never removed it, basically, for like all this time ever, basically. I'm sure they have a way to see the numbers that play that kind of mode, really. And then, fuck us, yeah, fuck you. Yes, then. Looks like tiny racers for this one event week will be available until it's vaulted again, probably for next event, of course, like they usually do nowadays, where they are vault happy as fuck on like literally everything, basically. Alright. Tiny Racers 1 is for Pillbox Hill, apparently. Tiny Racers 2 is for La Porta. Whatever. Tiny Racers 3 is for Grand Senor Desert. Tiny Racers 4 is for Legion Island. Tiny Racers 5 is for Los Santos International Airport. Tiny Racers 6 apparently for Pluto Forest. And then Tiny Racers 7 for the I, the VII, of course, is for Alto, so it looks like. And I didn't explain the mode yet, but it is a, like, top-down kind of, like, game mode. It's kind of like, it's very reminiscent to the 2D Universe GTA titles for Grand Theft Auto 1 and the 2, basically. And yeah, there's also the London expansions for one of it as well, but yeah, it's like the 2D Universe GTA titles. In that like top-down perspective, it's pretty interesting. It's kind of a fun game mode, I feel. Honestly, in my opinion, it's kind of fun. Has power-ups and stuff as well, like a vehicle vendetta kind of as well. If remembering correctly. Yeah, they say retro style because it is like the 2D Universe titles, basically. So it is a pretty fun mode, I would say, personally. I think it is worth playing for it, at least a little bit. At least a single time might be kind of worth playing for. In my opinion. The adversary modes, they don't pay out much, I feel, no matter what. But they pay out based on the amount of time, how long the game mode like lasts. Or wait, that's basically the same thing, my bad. Or, I mean, in general, just how it lasts, like, the amount of players, like, how the game plays out, I mean, more so, over just general, the amount of time is what I meant, basically. But yeah, time that gets spent in the mode, like, how the game plays out plays into that amount of time, amount of players, amount of players, all that other kind of stuff determines the payout, basically. But honestly, no matter what times and everything, I don't think you really tend to make more than like a couple $100,000, basically, like an hour. So it's not really great. It might be like half the pay, or like even under half the pay of what Super Yacht of what the Super Yacht Life missions could pay you, basically. For like an hour of doing them, basically. Fuck ass tornado, come on. Yeah, I think that covers that, basically. Alright, so now I'll go over to the... look for the salvage yard robberies, basically, see what vehicles those are. Probably no claimable vehicle once again, but... I do like to see what they are since they change each week, basically. Fuck, I turned it, bro. Come on. Yeah, it changes each week, basically, so I do cover those, basically.
All cool?
What's up? Later.
The Classic Mamba, the Grotty Fury, and the Pegasus Russo. It looks like here. Like I was hearing about here, and fuck you. But yeah, the Classic Mamba, very old school, very. But yeah, it is a very old school vehicle from those like 2D Universe games I was kind of mentioning earlier for the Tiny Racers. I believe it's in the first GTA game, so it would be one of those top-down ones, of course, like I was basically saying. So it is a very old school vehicle for the series, for the Mamba, which is pretty cool. Which is, that's very cool. Sorry, yeah, fuck you. And yeah, for GTA Online, it was released in the Executive Ever Criminals DLC, and it eventually also got access to Liberty support with the After Hours DLC a couple years later, so it is an interesting vehicle, kind of, in some ways. Now, you cannot claim any of them, so it doesn't matter too much, but I do like to give some backstory to some of the vehicles, basically, when I can, basically. To make it more interesting to go over. I guess. Alright, shit, I'm distracted right now. Shit, what's I doing? I was going to... Yeah, I was going to fucking... what's it called? Going to GTA series videos coming post, but yeah, I got distracted on something else on YouTube or something. Alright, shit, yeah, let me not get distracted. I was kind of searching something like off of this. So my bad. Bad. Alright, but yeah, on GTA series videos, like, community post to go over a little more information on the thing. But it's apparently part of, for the low-end vehicle, low-tier vehicle, like, low-end, whatever the hell I should call it. So kinds a couple different names that it could be called, really. Okay, no low-range vehicle, I think it would be called, maybe, if it were, like, import-export. It's apparently part of Duggan robbery, which is the one at the arena. And then the mid-range vehicle looks to be the karate. Oh wait, well, I have to show you before that. Yeah, max sell value is $340,000, and then salvage value is $272,000. Exactly on the salvage value I see as well. Yeah, then onto the karate Furia. Supercar released in Domicino Heist DLC that maybe has a good chance of returning in 6 because there's young ancestor, like, just a young ancestor shirt or something for like a character or whatever. So it could maybe be a return vehicle for 6 as well. Very easily could see that happening. But it's apparently the mid-range vehicle, yeah. And it's part of the gangbanger. Or no, the cargo ship robbery, my bad. Which has a $389,000 max sell value. And a $311,200 on the salvage value. Then, got Caesar Russo apparently here. Was Domicino Resort or Heist? It might have been an update before if you're with Domicino Resort, or it might also be Domicino Heist. I kind of forget which one. I think it is Domicino Resort on this one, though. Yes. Fucking no. Yeah. Or not distracted anymore, but like, wondering what to say or something. Yeah, yeah, this is top range vehicle basically for the event. And it's part of gangbanger robbery, which accidentally slipped up on the other one, but it's actually for this one. Basically. And yeah, sorry if my microphone made a noise, but I believe hit it or something. But it has max sell value of $393,000 and salvage value of $114,400. Alright, yeah, now I'm done. Again, my bad. I was getting distracted for like maybe a minute or two. Okay, looking into something else on YouTube briefly. Or whatever. But yeah, I think I just got discounts off the cover at this point, basically. So I have the property discount, which is going to be the yacht, obviously, this time around. That's actually it for property. But it has vehicles on it as well, technically, so that's kind of cool. Alright, so that should be on Dopties. Yes. So, the smallest of them. It's that one, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, definitely the smallest one. Now, only shows 500,000, 300,000 just because I already have a yacht. If you don't already have one, it's much more expensive. Just keep that in mind. Definitely not the one I would start with since it's an expensive price. I don't know if you can get like the more expensive ones cheaper if you buy this first in those. I doubt it. Yeah, not really sure there. Like, aside for this being on discount, of course. Of course. Now, if you do decide to change to a different one, it is actually going to be 40% off of that price if you wanted to change your model even. So that's cool. It's the basic yacht, and then it has the Shitsy Tropic, and then the Speedophile Sea Shark. Very basic stuff. The boat's pretty basic, and then the Sea Shark is just a Sea Shark, basically. Isis is the next one up. It actually has a vehicle for your helipad, and it has 2 helipads, it looks like. Has a hot tub. Swift. It says a Swift, but could be the Swift Deluxe, I'm not too sure. See if the regular Swift or the Swift Deluxe, 1 to 2. Speeder. Pretty quick speedboat, actually, there. Dinghy. Pretty decent boat, I would say, too. And then a pair of the speeders. A pair, yes, of the Speedophile Sea Sharks. 1 million to 600,000, apparently. They're on to 40% off if you want to change the model for some reason from the most expensive. And this has a twin helipad, hot tub. It has super Pluto carbon place of the Swift. It just said Swift, but if it is a Swift Deluxe, it could be kind of considered a downgrade, I guess, kind of. Has a dinghy, it has a Toro instead of like a quick speedboat, and then you get 4 of the Speedophile Sea Sharks. Honestly, vehicle-wise, it's kind of easier. Fuck, that's hernia, bro. Come on. Honestly, vehicle-wise, I could probably go with either of the more expensive 2 pretty easily, since they could kind of be exchanged either way, since both have a helicopter and whatnot. I go to Aquarius personally just because it's the most expensive, mostly. Alright, then chrome fittings, 100k, 60k for 40%. You have the chrome to gold fittings. Pretty much all the renovations are just cosmetic, I'm pretty sure. Alright, 300, 180, 315, 189, 330, 198, 350, 210, 500,000, 300,000. 525,000 for 15,000, 50,000 for 30,000, and just one app right now, basically, I guess. 100,000, 6,000, 105,000, 81 or something. Whatever. 135,000 maybe actually to 81. I mean. 170 to 102, 195 to 117, 220 to 132, 300,000 to 180, it looks like. 315 to 189,000. 340 to 240. Or not 240, but 204,000. Stupid ass Ernie. Fuck you, fuck you. Yes, goddamn fuck Steed. 365,000 maybe to 219. 425 to 255,000. Or 50,000 to 270,000. 475,000 to 285,000. 495,000 over to 297,000. That's like 620 whatever thousand is 472,000. Yeah, it's like 620,000 to me in there. Yeah, 620,000 for 72,000. 645,000 is 381,000. It looks like in just one app right now, which I assume would be 650 or something. Just something else, like 390ish or something. Power Tech, I guess. 25,000. Seems they're all just 25k as far as I can tell here. To 15k. Flag. Name, I assume you can kind of just choose whatever. I don't know if you can rename it without a fee. I don't know if there's a fee to rename it or something, but whatever. Whatever. But yeah, expensive property, that's definitely worth getting on a discount. Cause I think it's like 10 million, I believe, for Aquarius, so that would be like 6 million. Yeah, fuck ass hernia, bro. Fuck you. But yes. But yeah, pretty expensive property at like 10 million up to for the Aquarius, I believe, initially to 6 million for 40%. That's a pretty good discount right there. And I don't mean to do that yet, my bad. I'm not going to HSW Town Trial yet, because again, I'm skipping the stash hours, because I forgot to do the business selling, unfortunately. But yeah, I got vehicles to go over still, basically. Like 6 or something. Unless there was more after I counted 6 or something that I went over before. Yeah, looks like there's 6 vehicles for me to go over still, yeah. Alright, let's see. Start off with the Benny's website with the BF Weevil. Got your fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on. It was one of the few latest editions, it seems, for the Benny's website for BF Weevil with the Criminal Enterprises DLC. Which, yeah, makes that Weevil custom. But yeah, this one's the compact one, whatever, the basic BF Weevil, going from 870 to 520,000. Fuck, it's hernia, bro. Come on. Albeit, if you do some DJ requests, I think you can actually get it for free, I believe. And those can be found in Cabrito Heist Tier 4, I think. Or not Tier 4, but somewhere near. Yeah, I think it's the kind music ones, I think, that get you the vehicle for the BF Weevil for free if you do those. So every once in a while, if you get called from like English Dave, you can do those kind music ones. If you get all of them, you get a free BF Weevil, I believe. But otherwise, it's pretty cheap. It's not too necessary to do that. I haven't even done any of those myself, actually, because I hate how random they are, so I haven't really done them on the channel yet, really. Even. Podcast Ernie, yes, I've not done them on the channel. There might be a trade price for it as well, I'm not too sure, but regardless, again, you can get it for free for kind music DJ requests. Going from 870,000 to 522,000, about like 348,000 discount, I think, on there. For the compacts class, whatever. BF Weevil is at the top of D tier, apparently. Gets its 7th place for lap time. Yeah, according to Breath 152 spreadsheet, it gets 7th place lap time, 9th place top speed. Which is a good placement for the compact class, but compact class is a pretty niche class of only like 17 vehicles. And that's only with the raceable ones into account. There's like the Arena, that's a pretty quick one with the nitrous. That's not necessarily accounted for. And the 7 to 9, which may be like 8, 10, like at worst. But it's still pretty decent, I would say, since there's not many compact vehicles, so I would definitely maybe go for this discount. And I don't think I'll go over the performance numbers on the Weevil Custom like I did for the Spectre Custom, since it is a different class than the basic vehicle. But when you do it to the Weevil Custom, it does become a muscle car from the compacts. And it's even like the best top speed for like non-HSW one, I believe, as well, for like muscle car, which is pretty good. Turns to a pretty damn good muscle car from a pretty decent compact vehicle even. So it is a pretty good vehicle to upgrade as well, if you want a very good customization and all that good performance and everything. Very good vehicle to pick up, I would say, on that one. Don't think Elitist would have anything, since they did a bunch of discounts for their stuff before, like the Guzman stuff, you know, like a month after, maybe even. So yeah, they're pretty much taking a break on that. So Intelligent Motorsport, then, it seems, from here. For now. Yeah, fuck ass Ernie, bro. Come on. Euros is at the car meet, or not car meet, but luxury auto, so whenever that already. The Flash GT apparently is one that I've not yet went over yet for the San Andreas Super Sports Series update, whatever. You know, even Rockstar found that name too long when they put it as SA instead of San Andreas or whatever. Or Southern San Andreas, whatever. Fuck ass turn here, bro. Come on. But it's kind of the other rally style sports car that's not the one that's podium right now, basically, for Flash GT. Looks like for that same update. Should be no trade price, I believe, on this one, going from $1,695,000 to $1,005,000. Or the $1 million, for not $1 million, but $670,000 on savings. $670K on savings, of course. Fuck ass hernia, bro. Fuck you, damn it. God damn it, you stupid fuck ass hernia, bro. God. We had a Flash GT, should be a sports class, surely. Since again, it's another rally style one, I believe it shouldn't be very good performance. I'm guessing either. 40% off on it makes it a pretty decent price, at least, though. Like, just over $1 million. Wish it was under $1 million, though, of course, but given the initial price, I would say it's pretty decent, though. What the hell was my... my headset like doing shocks or something? I'm so confused right now. What the hell? What the hell? I don't even know too much per se right now. Right now. Just trying to finish this stream in a timely fashion right now. Damn it! If this hernia would fucking let me, of course. So I'm going for a performance on this one here. Yeah, it is the Flash GT apparently. Yes. Which is 54th place for lap time. And then 84th place for top speed, apparently for F tier, by the way, if I didn't say. It is F tier, yes. 54th place lap time, 84th place top speed. So it is apparently above average for a lap time, just barely, since again there's 115 sports cars, which is a good bit. So being early 50s actually makes it above average. But yeah, it is for sure not good in top speed. Well, it's for sure not all that great, like, regardless for a lap time in a general sense, though, even if it is above average, I would say, so. For the price, I don't really think it's worth that performance. And then, yeah, the Autarch is at the luxury autos, like the Euros, so I went over that. Basically. God, yeah, fuck ass hernia, bro. Come on. And there's also the Gallivanter Baller ST. Not the STDU with the Amani tag, it's the basic Baller ST from Contract. Which is a much cheaper one at 667,500. Fuck ass hernia, fuck you. Much cheaper one, yes, it's $267,500 to $400,500 on it, 40% off. What, they're like $167,000 off or whatever. Fuck, that's running. Yeah. Yeah, this was also a free vehicle, I believe, as well for 2021, like Fest Surprise. Fest Surprise 2021, it was a free vehicle as well, so honestly, 400k has been too much for it, to be honest, because of that, basically. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it too much if you didn't pick it up for free in 2021. But regardless of the performance of it, it is apparently in the middle of the B tier for the SV class, according to the spreadsheet. Which makes it 12th place for a lap time. Which would be within top 10 if you take away HSW for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC. Legacy, for those legacy platforms. And it is also 14th place, basically, for top speed. Which would be just over top 10, basically. But pretty good on the performance, technically, on the legacy platforms, at least. Like, decent, I guess. Not necessarily sure if I would actually say good, but decent, I mean. And yeah, that was it for this website, looks like. So, Warstock, Dock T, Southern. I doubt Dock T's has anything but yachts right now, so probably going to go to Warstock or Southern. I don't even necessarily assume it's only Warstock. Yeah, I think all three of the remaining ones all look to be Southern, so it looks like I'll go from there, basically. Basically. There's the BF Weevil with a trade price, in fact. So you actually do get it cheaper if you have the trade price if you go on Southern, it looks like, for that one. And then, yeah, another one actually with a trade price being Diamond Casino Heist, definitely tied to selecting it as a getaway vehicle for the Diamond Casino Heist for the trade price. Surely. Yes. As it says, you do have to just select it, you don't even have to use it at all. Besides for, like, collecting it in, like, the prep mission, you don't really have to do anything after that. Once you have it done, and then you complete whatever finale has that selected, that gets you the trade price. You don't have to drive at all in the finale, which is not preferable, because you should just take, like, a police car or something instead. Yeah, it is a drifting vehicle nowadays, which is pretty cool. Also does have some exclusive livery support if you have it for drifting as well. It is called Drift Yosemite, so that's not surprising. And for nowadays in the game. But again, it's not recommended unless you're huge on the drift tuning, since there's no performance benefit if you have a custom compared to a stock one for the performance of it. But for the performance of the non-drift version that actually can be made to be better, it is in the muscle car class, pretty sure on this one. Like the traditional one is. And apparently, it is good enough for the B tier, apparently for the muscle car class, according to Breathy 152's vehicle spreadsheet. At 16th place, apparently, for lap time. Which maybe would be like 12th place or something at best for PS4, Xbox One, PC, Legacy platforms. Dun-dun-dun. It is also 61st place for top speed, which is actually below average no matter how you slice it. Would probably be like 57th or something at like best. Like on the legacy platforms for those curious. So it does have not a terrible lap time admittedly. However, it is a few to several placements out of top 10, so there's obviously much better to be choosing, even for non-HSW. So really it's for customization, drifting, all that kind of stuff, I would say more than actual performance. more than the actual performance, as expected, of course. As expected, yes, goddamn, fuck ass, deep, fuck ass, yeah, fuck you. And it looks like also the Class A Hot Ring Sabers on a discount. This may have eventually got a trade price, or maybe it always had a trade price, can't forget. I think it does probably have a trade price, but yeah, if it does have one, it's $622,500, the fringe is $3,500. Might not always had one, but might have eventually got one, I kind of forget. But yeah, that's 40% off price difference, not even going over like how much difference it is, because I'm kind of running out of time. It was the first of the Hot Ring vehicles, and it's also the one that's kind of from like the free universe schemes for Hot Ring Saber. Supposedly, it looks similar to it at least from what I remember. And this is in the sports class. You know, Sabers are usually muscle cars. All the Hot Ring ones are always in the sports class so far in the game, at least. Anyways. So it's probably not that good, aside from Hot Ring races, I'm gonna guess. But yeah, it is in the J tier, apparently. For the Hot Ring Saber. Which apparently is 85th place, apparently, for lap time. Which I think would be 79 without HSW, which is still not going to be good at all. And in 36th place to like 30th place or something without like HSW into account. So yeah, not crazy. Not crazy performance, it's more meant for the actual Hot Ring races, which you don't really keep in game all the time anymore. So you usually have to play player create, I think, unless Rockstar makes them available for like one particular week, unfortunately. Nowadays, I think, for the races they have made for it. Like, it is a pretty decent vehicle for Hot Ring, I would say. Alone, so I think it is kind of worth a purchase. I think it is kind of worth a purchase, to be honest. And there should be one more vehicle. I think it's in the last section now. But I'll check just in case. Alright, yeah. I think Avita Modern is the last discount here. Don't believe that's a trade price, but at 995,000 to 597,000. 398,000 difference, I believe, on that, actually. Pretty quick one to think of there on that one. It's one to like 2 to 4 sports cars that cannot be raced with in traditional sport car races, and it's just for the go-kart races they kind of randomly added, and I don't think they ever made their own go-kart races, so... Go-kart races aren't really too useful, because I don't think they ever made their own. Not really counting Kart Crash Full Auto, I don't really count that. Because that's like in death matches, I think. But, yeah, it's one of 4. It is one of 4 sport cars that you cannot do in traditional sport car races. Vito Modern apparently is the better of the 2 go-karts for lap time at 3rd place. Same with top speed as well, so it's basically the better performing of the go-karts, if you care about that. Vito Classic, I think, was provided for free, I think, but the Modern you have to pay for. There was never a free opportunity to get the Modern, as far as I understand. But it is the better of the performing of the 2 go-karts, if you care about that. If you have a custom version. But yeah, because it's sorted like that, I wouldn't really know where it is, but... It's probably some of the worst of the general sports class, I mean. And then, yeah, that should be it, I believe, aside for the HSW time trial that I want to do. And then I really gotta get going. Might even be kind of getting a little late than I should be. But of course, it's fault as fuck ass tournament, but at least I don't have to do stash hours because I forgot to do it for the business selling before. I'll just do one off stream, I guess, for Wednesday or something. Or later today or something, but probably for Wednesday. Off stream again. But if I remember, I'll try to see what I got if I remember for next one, basically. I really hope this goes quick. This one's a hard one, but yeah. S95 has been pretty decent so far, so I'm not too worried hopefully about it. It's part of the whole reason you get one for free, since it's pretty, like, easy one to handle and stuff. I'm guessing for wide source and player bonus kind of one you can get as a free one or whatever. Oh yeah, I was about to pause, but yeah, it's definitely after Force and K where I need to go. Gee, it's 4:44 already? Jeez.
You're through to your garage.
And now
Need
it's
me to
in
bring you a
Eclipse
ride?
Boulevard Garage, I think in the second one if I remember right. Yes,
I'll bring it to you.
indeed. Alright, 3 minute 49 seconds on the hard time it looks like. Okay. Which yeah, probably means that's going to take the 50, unfortunately. Fortunately. Sheesh. Yes. I'm gonna check my live stream again. I haven't done that in like forever. So you usually go pretty fine recording wise. Alright, it still seems good. Okay, awesome. That's awesome. Hasn't seemed like there's been an issue with it yet. Yeah, I don't have too much time, unfortunately. So I'm going to really need to hope this goes fine. And being the hardest one, not so sure that's the case, unfortunately. Fucking air conditioning people came and shit. I didn't really have the greatest availability to do it, unfortunately, earlier. Oh, come on. Are you serious? No, let's do this good. Come on. I really gotta get going. God damn it, man. Just have to go at 5 p.m. for some fucking reason. For almost fucking nothing, basically. I was literally like a Lowe's Home Depot trip. Due at 5 p.m. apparently, exactly on the dot. People were weird and shit. Hey, come on, please. Oh, come on. We're spinning now. Are you kidding me? What the hell? Bruh. Keep hearing like a thud or some shit every couple of moments or some shit too. Every once in a while. Don't know what that's the fuck about, but whatever. Alright. Bro, I got spun out by the motorcycle. No way. No way! What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Oh, because everything is happening randomly and everything now. Like, what the fuck? I don't have time for this shit fucking game. Oh, move. Why the hell are we going on to shrubbery, you fucking character? Why the whole car, bro? Move. Seriously, the traffic's so inconsistent. It's annoying. $1,000 good sport bonus. Okay. Alright, long straights and dead straights and stuff. Good. Alright, sure, I'll try and take that. If I can. I might just have to anyways, because of lack of time and shit. So much shit, I might just quit the game and shit. Stream and everything. Without actually having it done if I need to, unfortunately. I feel like this time's not looking all that terrible so far, but we'll know near 20 year to end, of course. No way! What are we doing? Move! What the fuck? Like, what? I swear. What the hell? That's dumb. I don't get how that happened. Bruh. That's definitely not gonna happen now, I'm sure of it. What the hell? I feel like that's not actually the only time that's kind of happened randomly with a spin out. Stupid car was all in my way and shit though, like, swear. Bro, are you serious? Okay, without that spin out and that shit, I would have had it. Alright, I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. I ate this stupid time trial and I have to go, apparently. Fuck this shit. That's gonna finally be it for this fucking stream. I'm just doing it later. Fucking, I swear to God. Over some fucking Lowe's trip or some bullshit. Like, really though. Like, it's fucking dumb. That's finally be it for this fucking stream. Hope you fucking enjoyed.